morning, everyone. This is Jeremy here at ExtremeWeatherTracker.com, updating your tropical weather at 11:10 a.m. on August the 4th, 2011. As you can see here on the Tropical Atlantic Floater, we still have Tropical Storm Emily, who is basically stalled here just to the south of the Dominican Republic. Over the past few hours, Emily has been moving slowly off to the west-northwest at about 4 to 5 miles per hour, but she's nearly stationary at this time and dumping heavy amounts of rain over the mountains of the Dominican Republic and also over portions of Haiti at this time. Now I'll turn on the tropical points. You can see the center of Emily located right here on the satellite imagery. But Emily is moving to the west-northwest over the past few frames, so I do believe she will continue on that west-northwest trek and actually miss the next National Hurricane Center's forecast point. I believe she's going to continue to move off in a west-northwest direction, and the turn to the north has yet to materialize as the Hurricane Center has predicted. So we'll have to see what ends up happening. Emily would have to basically move in an almost directly north-northwest path to be able to make that forecast point, so I don't believe that's going to happen at this time. I believe Emily will continue to move off to the west until she can indeed feel that weakness in the ridge of high pressure and begin moving in a more northerly direction. So the further she gets to the south and west of these forecast points, I believe the more Florida should set up and take notice of this storm and definitely begin preparations for a tropical storm. As the further it gets to the west, the more likely she is to impact Florida. Now I'll show you on the this is the water vapor imagery, and I'll show you the trough. You can see the trough trailing back over the eastern seaboard and then basically across Florida, and it's splitting off at this time. You can see the trough splitting off and some of it getting left back into the eastern Gulf of Mexico, and the trough is actually lifting out. You can see the deep part of the trough starting to lift out, but I believe it's going to leave behind enough weakness over the Bahamas and over Florida here. It will leave behind enough weakness that Emily will eventually feel that weakness and begin to turn a little bit more to the northwest, and then to the then possibly scraping the east coast of Florida before recurving back out to sea. So we're going to have to see how far west Emily can get. The further west she goes, the more impact I believe she'll have on Florida. The one inhibiting factor in all this is the fact if she can survive the trek across Cuba and across Haiti, which is a very mountainous region. So if she can survive the passage across the land masses here, then we can possibly see some strengthening in this area here. Now I want to show you the model forecast. These are the model runs. Some of these were initiated at 6 this morning, some at 12 this afternoon, and as you can see, these statistical models still want to bring Emily into the Gulf of Mexico, and the statistical models basically are run when they are initiated. They just consider the current steering pattern. They don't take into effect changing conditions like these dynamical models do. And so I believe that we'll have to focus more on the dynamic models. Actually, I agree more with the GFS ensemble models, which is hard to see on this map here, but these are the little gray lines that you see running through here. It's the ensemble models, and as you can see, they're initiated from this point, and they basically bring Emily in a almost northwesterly pattern before recurving her out to sea. So the further west she gets, the next model runs, if they're initiated, say, from this area here just to the west of Hispaniola, then we'll see that more northerly shift, possibly putting Florida right in the bullseye before curving out to sea. I do believe that the models are picking up on this trough weakness in here, and I do believe they will eventually turn Emily further to the north. But as far as that goes, we don't know when that's going to happen, as it was supposed to happen about 2 days ago out in this area here. So it has yet to happen. Emily stayed weak, and so she's less likely to feel that strong pull by this trough weakness, but the weakness is definitely there, and I do believe that I'm confident that Emily will turn further to the north over time. Just depends on where that happens, be it here just to the south of Haiti, or be it over here near Jamaica. We're going to have to just keep an eye on Emily, but the further she gets west, the more Florida is going to be put in the bullseye. So I believe all interest along the Florida coastline and even along the east coast of the United States should definitely keep an eye on Emily, as over the next few days we will see problems start to materialize from Emily. I don't believe, as far as intensity forecasts go, I don't believe Emily has too much of a chance to strengthen terribly strong. She has remained fairly weak, and as you can see on this northern side of Emily, the thunderstorms are collapsing, and that's basically due to this high mountainous terrain. They're just not wanting to support that thunderstorm development. So as the convection is trying to build here, the sinking air, the dry air off this mountainous terrain is making it basically collapse on the northern side. The only good thing about what's happening with Emily right now is, as you can see, the center of Emily is back underneath, basically in the center of the convective ball that's surrounding her. So the center is not displaced over here to the western side like we have been seeing over the past few days. Her center is actually more coupled with a mid-level feature, and so she has basically a potential for strengthening depending on her interaction with land, how close she gets to Haiti, and if she can shoot the gap between Haiti and Cuba here and keep that low-level feature mostly over water, she may have a chance to survive on the other side, but that's just something that we'll just have to see. But right now Emily's moving to the west-northwest and should continue to do so over the next 12 to 24 hours before filling that northward pool. But again, past 48 hours, this storm is very hard to forecast. So I'll be keeping you guys updated as conditions change, because right now Emily's basically stationary and has been so for the past 6 to 8 hours. So this storm is definitely a hard one to forecast. The National Hurricane Center is basically having a hard time with this as well, and those guys are professionals. So once again, we'll keep everybody updated. You guys keep checking back. This is Jeremy here at ExtremeWeatherTracker.com. See you all again soon.